Hi, I'm Teresa, and I'm in the bowling business. All of the bowling centers in New York State have been closed since March due to COVID-19. But I'm here to share that we are ready to reopen and we're safe, sanitized, and ready to roll.
Since we've been closed, my colleagues and I across the state have spent our time cleaning, sanitizing, and retrofitting our centers to help ensure a safe and fun experience for when we reopen. When you visit, you'll see an increase of display signs reminding everyone to be wise, sanitize, and maintain social distance. We've added printed signs, floor decals, and have safety messages on screens throughout our centers. Don't just take my word for it. Here are a few of my fellow bowling proprietors from across New York State.
We're keeping our customers and our staff safe with mandatory face masks and temperature checks before every shift.
Put plexiglass guards at the front desk to lessen the contact between you and our employees.
Open bowlers. Don't worry, house balls and rental shoes will be sanitized before and after each use.
We've set up hand sanitation stations throughout our bowling center.
We're blessed with a lot of space here, so we could do this right.
There's plenty of room to be socially distant.
A pair of lanes is 11.5 feet wide. With every other lane closed, owners say social distancing is achieved.
We rearranged our furniture so that every table is at least 6 feet apart so that everyone can enjoy themselves and still be social distanced.
Our bowling centers throughout New York State are safe, clean, and ready to roll again.
Thank you for your patience and understanding. We can't wait to welcome you back to the lanes.
Happy Wednesday, bowling fans.
Look at this guy over here over my shoulder.
Welcome to Live from Rabs, inside Rabs Country Lanes. And you know, Joe, Naz and I have two co-hosts today.
This is exciting.
Not just the one and only Brooklyn's own Joe Cal.
Thank you.
But Joe, you want to introduce our other co-host?
Yes, I was, much to my surprise, shock, and awe, but happy to have him on the set with us, is our governor, Andrew M. Cuomo. Better known, yes, governor, as they say over in Buckingham Palace. But not only is he here with us, but he has on a shirt that touches the heart of the bowling community. There it is. Need bowling. We need bowling in the state of New York, the Empire State. Open us up, please. We are begging you.
But look, he's a fan. Obviously,
he doesn't have arms though.
No, we're gonna work on that. But for now,
where's his nipple rings?
Let's not.
Yes. The shirt fits him nice, though, I have to say. Arms or not, the shirt fits him.
It does.
Yes.
Wow.
Just like us, he's ready for bowling to start, too. So please feel free to take screenshots of this and tweet it and Instagram it and send it to our governor.
Right.
And share it whichever way you can, because we need him to know that we're ready now. Yes. We're ready. We've been patient and understanding.
We still are very patient.
We still are.
Yeah,
we're not patient.
You run
but
out.
We're ready.
Point. Yeah. I mean,
if the decision
are you going to rant today?
I'm not going to rant, but I'm just saying, if the decision is to continue to keep bowling centers closed, then we need answers. We need to know what's going on. So at least we can address it. We've shared with him everything that we're doing on our side to make it as safe as possible. So it's time, Andy. It's time.
It is.
And
time.
You know what? I don't know if he's ever stepped foot, and I wouldn't say that.
I'm going to guess that he has been to bowling center.
I would think he's a regular kind of guy.
He grew up in Queens, right?
Grew up in Queens.
Yeah. I will say, I believe part of the misconception that we have that has come out of his office,
right?
The fact that it's believed that everybody touches the same bowling balls and uses the same shoes and they're not sanitary, and that's where that is one of the larger issues that has come out of that office. And I will say, on a positive note, There is we've gotten some good feedback from legislators around the state that have read letters that have been sent to the governor's office, plans that have been submitted, and they've seen it, they're hearing it. So we're hoping that action comes alongside of that.
That's all we want.
We just need a time frame.
Right.
We need a time frame. You need to say, hey, here's a date. Let's work towards the date. Let's get moving. That's what we need. We're
correct. And I
completely in
think
the dark.
tomorrow, Andy is going to be demonstrating with us that pretty much a majority of our regular customers have their own equipment by sharing his equipment with us. Tomorrow he'll be outfitted in his personal bowling gear.
He's going to be in his personal space.
So all of us
amongst the community.
Naz has the Andy plan.
Oh, I have the Andy plan.
She's got the Andy planned out.
Yeah, he's definitely gonna notice.
Oh yeah, take notice. AMC.
Well, this was a joke that came up last week, and so Naz made it happen. All I know is I heard Liz came bustling out of the pro shop, not only with Andy, but with another box, and she had her hands full. I just heard noise, and then all of a sudden I see, there's Andy.
Yeah.
There he is.
The governor has arrived.
Well, when he comes in, he comes in.
He comes
in.
Without a doubt.
Yeah.
So we just asked him very politely not to bring the mountain this time, but he may insist on it at some further.
We might have to make our own mountain.
Yeah.
Well, it looks just like him because it's a picture of him.
It is him. We need bowling shoes on him, though. I think we should put a pair of bowling shoes on.
The public service announcement that we shared upon opening is a message that's been shared all over social media. Thank you to the Lespinas for putting that together on behalf of the New York State Bowling Proprietors Association.
Definitely.
And that message is being sent loud and clear, and it's been in the space. So we continue to share that because we want you to know we certainly will be ready when it's time to open our doors.
Indeed.
And bowling centers throughout the state, because we need bowling.
We need bowling.
The thermometer is
there.
That's a little less accurate.
I
think the
it should be like
it should be empty at this point.
Yeah, yes, that's like
we are
very,
uncharged.
very small.
We have not been charged this much.
We need like an eighth. We need to be a little. Yeah.
And just it's funny because we joke about it, and because it's our livelihood. Obviously, we want the bowling center to open, but when we think about, and we talk about this all the time, all the people that come here, that this is an important part of their socialization,
recreation, social.
Yeah,
it is all of the
Andy.
Andy and Billy, let's wake up.
Yeah,
Billy spoke today. He said nothing.
I'm sorry, I missed it. What does he got to say?
So we would have to, we do have a special guest with us today, PBA champion Jakob Butturff. And I will say, maybe Andy does have questions for Jakob. We'll find out.
Maybe.
Andy, you're going to meet Jakob today. Let's see if anything comes.
He's happy about it.
He's
been smiling since he got here. I think it's because he's close to you, Naz. I don't know. He's been smiling since he got here.
Joe,
yeah.
We got to see you the other night.
Yeah, it was nice
to tailgate party.
Yep, it was nice to be part of the group. Yep.
How you said you had a stressful week with work?
Oh my God!
Are you okay today?
I am, in spite of the fact that the special report will be coming on. What time is it now? It's about 12:13. With they told us between the window of 1 and 4, which news does.
Right.
They say be ready. Can you narrow your time down between 1 and 4?
1 and 4. That's narrow.
Okay. That's
It's kind of like a delivery.
3 hours out of 24 hours in a day, so we have to deal with it. So Biden is going to have a press conference with Kamala Harris, his running mate now.
In the same place.
I don't know where he may be in his bunker and she may be. I don't know where they're going to be, but they're going to have the press conference. I mean, nothing to announce because the world already knows it now. But all the networks must outdo each other, so we have to cover it at some point this afternoon. But me and my team put all our pieces in place for what we have to do. My right-hand man is covering me right now while I'm on lunch because, hey, let's face it.
Is it Hamilton?
No, it's not Hamilton. No, it's not Hamilton. My right-hand man is affectionately known as Lefty. My right-hand man is known as Lefty. But
it's not Aaron Burr.
It's not Aaron Burr. No. But the guys are covering while I'm on lunch, and when I'm done, I'll go back to work, and maybe the special report will be on by then, or maybe it won't be. So, but it's just been a crazy week with the convention coverage we have coming up the next 2 weeks. The Jimmy Kimmel folks telling us how they may or may not feed their show differently because of the convention. It's just been, I have to tell you, yeah.
You don't even really think it. You turn on the TV and you just watch it.
There's a lot
and you don't realize all the goings on behind the scenes that happen.
It is one crazy place when there's like special events stuff going on. So it's not your norm, it's not the normal, but it's just a hectic couple of weeks and people are on vacation and so we're a little short-handed.
People are moving.
Yeah, people are moving.
Yeah,
so it's it's been a crazy time. I think working from home sometimes it's good, but when we have weeks like this, it's probably easier to be in the office doing what we have to do.
Right.
But but be that as it may,
here we are.
It's been a crazy week. Yeah. So
here we go.
Welcome back. And Anthony made sure to tell us that he likes your Islanders shirt.
Yeah, he hates my Islanders shirt because Tony is a huge Ranger fan, which a lot of my friends are, but I happen to be an Islander fan, and they happen to be the Met colors, orange, white, and blue, even though I'm a Yankee fan. I have Met colors on today, but it's an Islander shirt because my team is still alive in the playoffs. Hockey in August.
Who would have thought?
Who would have thought?
How do they keep the ice cold?
I guess very good. I guess that's a good question, man. They must have extra coolant underneath that ice, or whatever they're doing. Andy, how do they keep the ice cold? Guy didn't say, wipe that smile off your face. Anyway, yeah. So it's definitely good to be back, indeed. So,
how do they keep the ice cold?
Well, I will tell you this. That's actually a good question because at the Barclays Center, which thank God the Islanders are leaving there soon, that place they have to keep it like a freezer.
Think about it.
Because it wasn't built.
Actually, kind of serious.
It wasn't built for hockey. It was built for the Nets and for concerts. So when the Islanders went there, they had to put like a cooling system
underneath,
and that didn't work out very well the first year. The ice was a mess. So they have to keep the temperatures on extra cold in the building.
The new home looks very nice.
The new home is coming along nicely.
Yeah. That's exciting for them.
Yep, it is. I mean, they belong on Long Island.
Yeah, Coliseum.
They don't belong in Brooklyn. Yeah, Coliseum. That thing should have been gone years ago.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's definitely.
Wow. That's rude. Tommy says you look much better in person. Just saying.
Thanks, Tom. I love you too. That's going to cost you a round of golf if ever we get out and play together. It's on you, pal. And I'll pick an expensive place. Thank you.
Well, happy Wednesday. We're glad that you're here with us today. And we do have a special guest. Let's bring him in.
Yep.
The one and only PBA champion.
Jacob. Frankie's having a tough time here right now. I think Andy has a more.
Just glad to be on. I mean, this is my first time I've been able to cook my own breakfast in the last month. So happy to join you guys on the show today.
So what did you have for breakfast?
Oh, I mean, you gotta have your eggs, you gotta have your bacon, you gotta have your toast. So the whole 9 yards with me. Since I've been on the road for the last month, I'm finally happy to be home for a couple days.
Very nice.
So how is it? So out on the road for a little while after not being on the road. How did that feel just to be out and about?
It's awesome. I mean, it's definitely different with all COVID precautions, but something I love to do is travel and bowl, and I do it for a living. So the opportunity that I got when I could first go back out, I took advantage of it.
That's awesome. So how are you holding up otherwise? I'm sure you were cooped up. How long was it before you actually got out and bowled?
So the last day we bowled the World Series of Bowling was March 16th, if I remember correctly. And it was a good 6 weeks, I believe. It was about 6 weeks before I threw a bowling ball. For me, that's downright insanity.
A long time. That's a very long time.
Yeah, especially since I'm one of those guys that loves to compete. Not even just with competing. It's like I love to just bowl, hang out, like have a good time with friends. That's just something I always love to do.
That's cool.
Yeah, well, it's certainly not easy sitting home when you know you should be making a living right now. Yeah. So where were you bowling? What was your little your road trip like?
So we actually had the tour finals in the King of the Lanes a couple weeks ago in Florida, and obviously shooting 300 on TV, that was awesome to begin with on top, and then I ended up coming back home for a couple days, and then I hit the road again to Lubbock, Texas, where has always been part of history for me. So just figured why not make the trip, and I was out there for 10 days, and here I am back home.
So
where is home?
Home is Tempe, Arizona.
Okay.
So good morning.
Yeah, your guys' lunch is my breakfast.
it's early there.
We appreciate you waking up on a morning you probably didn't have to wake up.
Yeah.
Oh no, yeah. I appreciate taking the time to come on to your guys' show.
You guys, you're awesome. All right, so now since you brought it up, now we got to go back.
We got to go there.
We were going to go there. We just you got quicker than we were. So you talk about not being on the lanes. You go bowl and 300 on live TV. What's going through your head? We haven't done it in a little while, and here we are.
Oh, it's I mean, with going to the tour finals, I mean, you have all the couple of PBA events that have been going on during the summer. No fans, obviously, so we're all taking the precautions we need to, and by any rules, like try to avoid any kind of contact, like try to keep your social distancing, but it's just the enjoyment of shooting 300. It's like you want to tackle someone in the lanes after they just shot 300.
Yeah, right. You want to go after them, and it's like, no.
Yeah, that's what Sean Rash told me after the show. He's like, I just wanted to tackle the guy and congratulate him. So, but, you got to do what you got to do, unfortunately.
Yeah, and but not bowling for a period of time. Did you get to how much did you get to practice before you actually went out to Jupiter?
So actually, like I've been bowling a little bit before then. Like some tournament, like there's been tournaments here and there. One of the guys that owns a center out here in Arizona, Glenfair Lanes. He's actually a guy I grew up with in juniors. His name's Jason Lucero, and he moved to Arizona originally from Las Vegas, Nevada. But I moved to Arizona when I was 18. He moved to Arizona before that, and we just kind of touched base. And there's been a couple of times he was able to open the bowling center, and he told me he was really good friends with the mayor of the city. So it's like, kind of got the little extra bonus. So
wow, that's cool. Nice. Well, we got a question from a couple of our friends in the bowling community.
Absolutely.
And, can I kick it off with Rob Butler? Jacob, Rob wants to ask you. Recently, you've gone from using urethane all the time to using resin for some of the longer patterns. What was the reason for that change, and will we see more going forward?
So Rob, for most people that know me bowling, I love using urethane. It's because it's a lot more consistent for me. But on those longer patterns, I'm able to have a little bit more variety of bowling balls. And on the TV show, as most people saw me the game before, I shot 260 with the front seven, throwing a different reactive ball. I was throwing the Ebonite Omni. But with my game, it's like it's just a matter of knowing those moments you need to switch out. And I ended up going to the Columbia 300 Authority, and I just ended up moving a little bit more right. And boom, 12 in a row.
Wow, that's always a good thing, right? That's awesome. One of our other friends, a very good friend of mine, our friend Anthony Everett.
Is he a friend today? He
he's
compliment your Islanders shirt.
He's not a friend at 3 o'clock today because the Islanders will be Islanders and Rangers fans. So friendship is put aside from like 3 to 6 tonight. But Jacob, Tony wants to know, what's it like bowling Belmo on television? And I'll just throw in that when you two guys bowl each other, the revs are blowing off of our TV screen. It's like a Rev City with you two guys.
It about sums it up as Randy and Rob talk about on TV. There's a reason he's the best bowler on the planet. And every time you're like, I wouldn't necessarily use the word intimidated, but it's just one of those moments where you just know, like when Belmo's on the lanes, you just automatically expect every single shot he's going to throw, he's going to strike. And with that mindset, like, you have to think about it. It's like you can't just be like, oh, I can't strike. You have to go with that mindset saying that you just got to match him strike for strike. And so bowling Belmo on TV, you got your certain levels of like hardness in video games, and Belmo is like the pro legend level on like a video game.
Okay. Wow, that's cool. And Tony, yes, we are always friends. Friends to the end, brother. Rangers, Islanders, it doesn't really matter. So, Jacob, tell us what it was like. What kind of grind is it to win a major? You got that one major in 2019 Masters. And the Masters format is a little different than a normal tournament isn't it more where you have to kind of grind it out a little bit more over a long period?
Well, definitely. Like the Masters format, you have your 15 games of qualifying across 3 different blocks, but I think the Masters format is one of the toughest. I think, in my personal opinion, I think it's the second toughest to the U.S. Open, because the U.S. Open, you got 56 games before you could get to the TV show, and the Masters. The reason I say it could be the second toughest is because you could have either the shortest route to make the TV show by getting to the final bracket, or you can lose that first match and you could be stuck in that loser's bracket for eternity.
Right.
And I was like, this past Master, or the last Masters, I was very fortunate with a lot of lucky breaks throughout the whole bracket. There was a couple matches where I needed either a double or a mark to advance to the next round, and I was fortunate enough to get it. Got to the final round, and at that point, I was already guaranteed a TV show. So,
right.
I just had to, I wouldn't say my mind shifted during that match, because I'm still battling Michael Holloman for the top seed, but partially through that match, I'm just thinking about what do I need to do on the TV show, because Michael being left-handed, I got to think strategically as well.
Right. Right.
You're right. You can get to the loser's bracket, and it seems like right. Matches, and it doesn't. Winners get to get a break, and the loser just keeps bowling. All right, how many more games?
I think I was talking to Martin Larson. Martin Larson made the Master Show at Orleans, and I believe he lost in the very first bracket. And he said it was like bowling an eternity afterwards.
Yeah, that is a grind. I mean, any win, sure, it's a special win. A major is a major, but the Masters, that's got to be something that you're going to be proud of forever, right?
Definitely. It was definitely dawned on me a little harder, because I finished second before that in majors 3 times, and I'm just like, when am I gonna break through my first one? And the week before was when I lost to Belma at the World Championships. So I just got to go in with a different mind. I always tell people, it's like, once you throw that last ball of the tournament, you have to immediately go into the next mindset of the next tournament.
Right. Yeah, the memory span has to be short, even if you win, right? Because there's
Absolutely.
always. Yep. So here's a question, Jacob. I'm sure you've gotten plenty of times, but I'm going to ask it anyway. When people watch you bowl, how does that young man do that? How does he throw that ball? How does he cup his wrist? Now, is it true you're double jointed?
Yes, sir. Found out when I was a little bit younger and just kind of stuck with it.
Wow. Because I have to tell you, my oldest son is also, we didn't know until he started high school that he was double jointed. He joined the wrestling team, and the coach said, your son can do things that a lot of kids can't do. I'm like, why is that? He's double jointed. He was able to get himself into these moves that so, and we had no idea. So about what age were you when you realized that you could do things a little bit differently?
I started bowling the way I do when I was about 13 years old. And I honestly was just experimenting one day. I was with my stepdad practicing, and I just started throwing it really awkward, as most people would say. And he just looks at me. He's like, "Does it hurt?" And I was like, "Not really." So I just told him I'm just gonna stick with it. Shot my first 300 when I was 14, and started getting more and more tournaments, and it was really successful.
Yeah. Hey, listen, if it works, it doesn't hurt. I think it's tremendous. And
absolutely,
I got to tell you, I enjoy watching you bowl. And you know what? Whether you use urethane or you're using resin, you make those pins dance. You keep doing your thing, because you got a tremendous future in front of you, Jacob.
Thank you. I always tell people it's not a matter of how, it's a matter of how many.
That's right.
That's right.
Amen to that.
Well, and he's got great energy too. So
does.
when you watch him, he's fun to watch. He's young. And I will say, I do hurt sometimes watching, because I can't do that.
Right.
You know what?
But I think it's amazing, because you have to. We talk about this all the time. You don't want to correct. You want to work with something that works.
Right.
And so, how do you perfect it? You've done an awesome job at making that work.
So, and
to your advantage.
What I like is that he's giving the hope to younger kids who may have an awkwardness in their approach, or
Delivery.
however,
Yep.
that they have coaches out there trying to break down their game and change them totally. When what you really want to do is make it repeatable,
Right.
make it so that they can hit the target and they can kind of finish at the foul line the same way every time. So I think that it's good because I think it encourages different styles other than the classic style of bowling.
Well, yeah, it's two-handed, so throw
that in there too.
right?
Yeah,
Correct.
Yep. But yeah, Jacob's ball though, it almost looks like he has as many revs as a two-hander, in my opinion. He gets that ball down the lane, and he's got that wrist cup and all that. I mean, I think it's tremendous.
Yeah.
Tremendous to watch.
I think the biggest thing in bowling, it doesn't matter how you throw it; it's a matter of how you get out of it, like the consistency.
Right.
And it's like most sports. I mean, like you look at like Drew Brees, Tom Brady, Peyton Manning. The consistency they could throw a football is why they were considered legends of how good they were. And I feel like that's the same way with bowling. Like you see Jason Belmonte bowl, and he's a two-hander, but if you look at how versatile and how consistent he is releasing the bowling ball, there's a reason he's the best on the planet.
That's right. That's right. And then, yeah.
So, did you guys miss him while he can't come and bowl here? You bowl on these events, but is anybody missing him these days?
You want my personal answer or my athletic answer?
Well, I mean, hey, it's up to you.
Well, wait a minute. Isn't he an LAX teammate? Isn't he a teammate of yours on PBA?
Oh yeah, he's my LAX teammate. So it's like we want him for the PBA league.
You need him, right? Yeah, you need him.
But Jason is a genuine guy. Like he's always been one of those ambassadors of the sport that he does. Like even with having the hundreds of people come up to him and ask for autographs, he tries to do as much as he can. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and you say funny my athlete answer or my personal opinion. And, at the same time, I don't know if this is where you were going, but you do want the competition, no?
What's that?
You want the competition, right? So
absolutely.
I think that is important. So when you're missing that, not saying that you didn't have competition, you certainly did, but you want to beat the best, right? And so
absolutely.
Is that where you were going with that?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, like at the end of the day, the only reason I'm mad is because he took a check from me. So so I always say this about Jason. It's like I see some of the comments being made about him and how they're not respectful to his game. I was like, do you not know him personally? Do you not know how genuine of a guy he is? Do you not know how good he is actually at bowling? And it's I mean, some people have to realize that he's that guy. I mean, he's really good at bowling, and the only people that have anything negative to say are just envious of what he can do.
Right.
Yeah. Well, jealousy always plays a factor.
Of course.
Without a doubt. And I think that comes to any of you guys. I see as professional athletes. Listen, everybody wants to aspire to be something, and so they see something in you that they want to be, and you want aspirational values before our young bowlers.
I also think that when there's a change of guard in the sport, and that's sometimes difficult for people who are kind of mired in the current way of doing it. They see something different as a change, maybe something they can't do physically, and it's like, well, they shouldn't be allowed to do this. Listen, Mark Roth, he was not a very liked guy.
No.
He was the total different.
He was a game changer.
He changed the game of bowling.
Joe usually asks this question. Are you going to ask him of his?
Am I going to ask Jacob the opponent question?
Oh, that one. But Jacob, growing up bowling, who did you look up to?
All right, Joe.
Who was your role model in bowling?
Well, I mean, us lefties got to stick together, and two of the guys I mainly watched the most growing up were Parker Bone III and Jason Couch.
All right, there you go. Two good guys to choose from, Jacob.
Absolutely. And, it was great because back in those early days when I was watch bowling, Parker and Jason were pretty much making every single show together.
Absolutely.
I remember my very first live show I watched, not live in person, but my very first show I watched was 2005 Chicago Classic. And the show was those two Norm Duke, who is my favorite righty to watch all the time growing up, and then Joe Ciccone, who was making a ton of shows. He just couldn't break through with a win. And I've talked to all four of those guys on a personal level now in my career, and I got nothing but good things to say about every single one of those guys. And they made it to where, like, all the guys that I've talked to across my career have made it to where I just enjoy bowling so much more on tour.
Right. Well, you know what? Those are guys to certainly look up to and guys to want to be like. And I think you're doing a fine job, because I think one day a young guy out there is going to say, I want to be like Jakob. And I think you're on the right path and you're setting the bar high. So again, keep it up. But now the question I got for you is, who's that one opponent that always seems to kind of be like, oh man, I got to go through this again? That, like, one person that is always kind of always there, kind of in your way before you reach the pinnacle, the proverbial pebble. Yep.
I mean, there's a handful of guys out there that I compete against that is, like, right there. I mean, you look at the generation right now nowadays, it's like, you know, you got your Kyle Troop, you got your Anthony Simonson. It's like those two guys. I mean, I hung out with them most of the tour finals, and, you know, they've turned into a couple of good friends. Obviously, when I'm against Kyle, we like to, you know, talk back to each other. We just for fun, and it's fun because it just kind of gives us more motivation to win.
Yeah, that's really cool. Those young guys hanging together is good. That's good stuff.
Yeah, how many times people get you and Simo confused?
What was that?
How many times people get you and Simo confused?
Surprisingly, not that much, and it's because I think Simo has different color eyes.
Yeah,
I don't know if they look that. Well, maybe because his facial hair. Facial hair over that.
He's actually able to grow the full beard. For me, it's like I'll be happy to get like a little stubble in 3 weeks.
So no quarantine beard for you.
Oh no, yeah, no quarantine beard for me. And if it got bad, Jakob doesn't like facial hair.
That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Andy, you have any questions for our friend Jakob?
Hi, Governor Andy.
Hey,
you want to meet Doug Ducey? By all means, come out to Arizona.
There you go.
Oh, boy.
There you go.
We're not going down the rabbit hole. Hey, for you, throwing Columbia 300, and you have the Brunswick acquisition. You know, I think this is a question Rob had asked one of our guests previous question on a previous show, but, you know, now you might have the ability to throw some other equipment within the brands. Was there a ball that you were excited to be able to pick up and throw that you weren't throwing before?
Well, I mean, there's a couple bowling balls, but at the same time, it's like I still gotta take it easy because, you know, I drill too many bowling balls, and everybody's just like, Jakob only throws your thing on TV, and I'm just like, yeah. But I mean, I still love to experiment when I go home. So, they're like, when they ended up getting us a couple of Brunswick bowling balls after the accusation, like, it was definitely awesome being able to add a little bit more equipment to your game, and just anything else different. I mean, like, I'm always down to try something different, and it just adds to the game. It doesn't necessarily take away; it adds to it.
That's cool.
A little more versatility.
Yeah, for sure.
Absolutely.
For sure.
Jakob, you had an opportunity to bowl on Team USA. Is that right?
Yeah, going on 5 years now.
So Team USA, wear the jersey. You've won a few medals. We'd like to ask this of our athletes, and you know, it's a pinnacle piece of your career, right? And so it's exciting to be able to represent your country. But what does that mean to you? Because it means something different for everybody. But what does it mean to Jakob?
I can officially add my name into being able to represent your country for something you love to do. Like, you know, you see everybody that goes out there and competes for their country with, like, what they absolutely love to do. And just being able to wear the red, white, and blue for bowling, going pretty much anywhere you go to, and you have all these people that just come out and represent, or like to support you. It's pretty awesome. And I've been to numerous events. I went to Pan American Games last year, and, you know, being a step below the Olympics and knowing that that's about as far as bowling can get, and walking away with a gold in doubles with Nick Pate and a bronze in singles, I officially am a step closer in my bucket list with bowling.
Oh, Naz, you're struggling over there. You all right today? Naz is dropping stuff.
So, technical difficulty. Please stand by.
And bowling, bowling is a team and bowling individual are two totally different things.
Yeah.
And I think what gives, we say this a lot, but it gives you guys that leg up when you are competing. So it's great to hear that because it really is. It's got to be amazing to have that ability. But the Olympics tomorrow they announced Olympics are 2021 Olympics features bowling. What is what's going on? What are you thinking?
Like with the bowling.
Let's say they announce tomorrow that next year the Olympics are happening and you're on Team USA, and you are on Team USA and you get to go to the Olympics.
Oh, I'd be packing my bags right now.
That's great.
It's like just going out there with the people that you can represent your country with. It's you're part of a group that you're like 1 in 1 point or like 0.0003 people, and I think that's the best part about it.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool.
And so if you could pick somebody to bowl doubles with, somebody to bowl trios with, and somebody to bowl team with, who would you pick?
Ooh.
I can narrow down, but
I think bowling doubles, it would probably because I bowled with Chris Barnes and Kyle Troop in my 2 years I bowled in the special events and Nick Pate in Pan American Games, but all in all, obviously Nick and I won the gold medal in Pan American Games, so that is something that is pretty memorable to both of us. But chemistry wise, I would probably have to say me and Kyle because he was very helpful when we were bowling doubles in Hong Kong, and it's because he was doing everything we can. I was having a really rough week. He was bowling really good, so he was doing everything he can to make sure I was still staying in that mental mindset. So he'd be the doubles part of the trios. I think it would probably have to be the trios team that I bowled with in Vegas, and that was AJ Johnson and Chris Vi. I know Chris isn't on the team this year, but I think the trios team that we had, I think was pretty special because not to be the burner, but we did beat the legends who went to Worlds that year with us. That was Marshall Kent, Chris Barnes, and Tommy Jones. So,
wow.
And we ended up missing the medal round by a matter of pins. So it's we were the rookies that year on Team USA. So that was pretty special to us. And if I had to pick everybody on Team USA right now for team event, I would pick anybody, but as long as we can bring back Tommy Jones to bowl anchor.
There you go.
And
definitely clutch. And I love hearing the Tommy stories. Everybody has their own Tommy story, and good or bad. But here you talk about these two guys who just retired from Team USA over a year ago, which now the team certainly will look different moving forward, which is also a good thing too, because it gives you guys the opportunity to certainly step up and shine, right? So it would be wonderful if it could be there forever. Yeah. But they've made their mark on the team without a doubt. That's right.
Interesting.
Yeah,
go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was gonna say now Kyle Troop is dad of the team at 29 years old.
Oh boy! Wow! Wow! 29, and he's the old guy. Oh my God!
It's interesting. It's interesting the choice of not that they're not excellent in what they do, but how much consideration goes into the chemistry makeup of the team, in addition to the talent. Because I honestly believe when you make up a team, that chemistry is super important. Absolutely. Really important.
It is. Yep.
Well, I believe the strongest chemistry that's ever gone through Team USA and probably even off Team USA and on the PBA was probably Chris Barnes and Tommy Jones. And because of the fact that, you go through times that you see them compete with Team USA and you see them that times they compete in the PBA, I couldn't tell you, I can't remember exactly how many doubles medals those two have, but I'm pretty positive they could be in the double digits with gold medals if I remember correctly.
That's awesome. Wow.
And it's because they have a lot of chemistry together. But if you see them compete against each other on the PBA air, they love to talk smack to each other.
Oh, they do. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And I think that's just because it's more of like a personal connection that they have, and it's a connection that has just grown super strong throughout the 20 plus years that they've both been on Team USA.
Sure. Wow.
Traveling out on tour, who is you have a roommate out on tour when you're traveling?
What's that?
You have a roommate out on tour when you travel?
Yeah, so my two roommates over the last couple of years have been Josh Blanchard and Andres Gomez.
Oh, wow. That's cool.
I've kind of tagged along because Josh told me that when he first came out, him and Andres started rooming together. And I just kind of, like, when I came out on tour, I just kind of got thrown into the bus with them. And it's because Josh he lives out here in Arizona. He lives about 10 minutes down the highway from me. And we've grown close on a personal level. And he's basically turned it, we like to call him my dad on tour. But he's like a big brother, basically.
That's cool. That's cool.
I love Josh. Josh is an awesome person,
seems like a
and
character.
somebody you could certainly trust and rely on. So I could certainly see that.
He seems like a character. And Andre,
Yeah, definitely. I mean, like,
he seems cool.
I like to give him grief about this because, I've seen the multiple sides of Josh, and the one year he won the Nagy Award, and I'm just like, huh? How?
Who? How?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like he won the sportsmanship award, and I'm just like, I've seen multiple sides of it.
You're supposed to be his friend.
Correct.
And you're not supposed to smack talk your friend.
But isn't that what best friends do? Like, they smack talk each other.
It's true.
They should certainly keep you grounded. That's for sure.
They should.
We all do it. We have our friend that it's the nudge. It's the
Well, look at what Tony just put up. Smack talk. Yes. That's Tony's game. Smack talk. Yes, baby. The more he talks smack, the more fired up he gets. So we all have friends that are like that. Now, rooming with Andre, he seems like the kind of guy that when you go out to a nice meal, is he the kind of guy that orders, does all like, let's get that appetizer and let's get that bottle of wine, because he seems like he exudes that Colombian cool. Is that true?
Well, it's funny that you mentioned that because of the fact that with Andres, he never likes to go to fast food ever. Like everywhere we go to, we always sit down. Every single place that we go to.
Good. Yeah, I get that impression. He seems like it.
Meanwhile, the young guys are ready to just grab and go.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, like Andres is like he's like a 5-star type of person. If like I wouldn't go so much as 5-star, but you will never have a moment where we go sit down at dinner and we will not spend an hour and a half waiting for food just because Andres wanted to go there.
I get that impression. He's the kind of guy that likes a fine bottle of wine, wants a nice meal, maybe because he's a little older, but hey, listen, that works. The young guys want to eat Wendy's and run, right?
Yeah, exactly. Andres, both of them, and I agree. I actually agree with them on this, but it's like every single restaurant we go to, like we try to find a different restaurant in every city we go to. That's like a hole-in-the-wall place, something that you just don't get anywhere else.
Right.
Yeah, there's nothing when you travel. I say it all the time and do it. When you travel, you want to have the best local food.
Right.
I'm not going to go to an Applebee's if I'm traveling. Just not going to do it.
Right.
I can have it at home.
Right.
And I'm not going to eat. And I'm not going to eat pizza when I'm traveling either.
That's right.
Awesome.
Right.
Yeah.
So, what's your favorite place to bowl in the entire world, Jacob? What's your favorite country outside of our country? What's your favorite place to go and bowl?
It was definitely awesome getting to experiment in Tokyo in Japan.
Wow, that's an answer a lot of PBA members have given us. That's interesting.
Like just the environment, like hotel is small, I'll say that much, but just the food, like the bowling center, the atmosphere. To Tokyo, they were very welcoming to having the PBA, like just to have us, join them. I ended up becoming really good friends with Daisuke Nakamura, who made the stepladder at the Tokyo Port Bowl last year. And he's still a little hard on the English, but we chat every now and then, probably like once every 2 weeks, and just kind of catch up on how he's doing.
Cool. Aren't we all hard on the English too?
Yeah.
So and another good Japanese bowler, Shota Kawazoe.
Oh,
and
okay.
he grew really close to Josh, and that's how we grew really close to each other as well.
Cool. Jacob, are you a picky eater?
Oh no. If it's right in front of me, if it looks edible, I'll probably eat it.
That's perfect. Oh, Koki is telling us that they need $3 million, and yeah, of course,
as soon as possible.
We're going to send it to you right. Absolutely right.
Maybe Andy could help with that. Maybe Andy could help with that.
Nothing like getting spammed.
Yeah.
Thanks for welcoming the spammers today.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Dennis, it seems like every bowler that we've spoken with enjoyed Tokyo. They enjoyed Japan.
And Asia as a whole.
Definitely.
Yeah.
They really did.
And everybody comes back to the culture and the food and the whole nine.
Yeah.
I asked if you were picky with food because traveling to Japan certainly could be a challenge.
Sushi, baby.
If you're picky. Sushi.
If anybody knows me on a personal level, if you gave me like a whole tray of sushi right now, there's 100% chance I'll probably like finish it all.
I like this young man.
It's the only food. For a lot of people who know me, like I hardly finish a meal ever, but if it comes to sushi, that's a whole different level.
Awesome.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more.
Yeah, I'm with you. That's great.
Hey, now it's a New York thing, but your favorite Italian ice?
What's that?
Your favorite Italian ice?
What's your favorite flavor?
I mean, cherry's always been.
Yes.
Been the best.
Classic cherry.
What's that?
They don't know the good flavor.
I know they don't know because he's out all over the West Coast. You think that it's a New York thing. It's all right. That's what we asked anyway.
We're not big on Italian ice. We're big on froyo, frozen yogurt out here.
That makes sense. That certainly makes sense. Lots of Asian community. That's a big thing. Froyo is good here. I mean, we have a lot of froyo too. It's that whole experience of froyo. But it's nice.
And cherry.
Nothing goes better with a pizza than a nice Italian ice. Or spumoni.
Yes, spumoni. Well, if we ever get a visit from Jacob, we'll take him for some Italian ices other than cherry and some spumoni.
You got me a visit. I'm totally down for that.
There you go. Right, we're in. We're gonna make it happen. We have a lot of guests that we're going to.
We're gonna be busy.
We're gonna be very busy.
We can have some tournament here.
Some tournament. We're gonna have a pizza. It's gonna be more of a food tour. Hey Jacob, you're awesome. We appreciate you dropping in with us today.
Yes,
hey, where are you traveling next? Do you know?
There's actually a couple of PBA regionals coming up. I'm gonna be making a trip up to Oregon this weekend for a regional up there.
Nice.
Awesome. So good luck to you, and we look forward to seeing you back on TV very soon.
Yep.
And keep on keeping on.
Keep doing your thing, Jacob.
Absolutely. Thank you guys for having me on. I appreciate it the most.
You got it. Thank you, and we'll talk to you soon.
Stay safe.
All right. Thank you, guys.
Bye, Jacob.
Take care, Jacob.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Wow, these young guys are really hitting it out of the park, right? They are doing tremendous work. Great guests.
Oh, and you know what? I let Jacob go, but I do have Jacob. Are you still there? Jacob's still there. I want to bring you back up for a second. He didn't zip away yet. Come back.
Sometimes they stay.
Yeah. Wait. Ready? We've been sharing a meme of the day.
Oh, there we go.
And today's meme of the day, and I have to say, I give you a lot of credit because you made fun of yourself.
Oh yeah.
The bird box challenge, my spare shooting today, and I have to say, after that performance, you don't see this very often, where athletes are willing to put their neck out there and make fun of themselves.
Right.
I have to ask, can you quick share what was going on in your head?
So you want me to tell you the whole story behind that? So I just lost a bill for that show, and so I ended up just losing the bill, and I missed 2 spares to basically cost me. And we were at lunch that day, and I was like still kind of feeling down, and then all of a sudden I got my food. I started feeling better. And I told Josh, because I was at lunch with Josh and Rob Gottschall and Sean Ryan, I was like, we got to make a joke out of this. And so we took the black napkin and we just wrapped it around my head, and we ended up photoshopping one of my pictures of my past shows, and we just ended up doing that, and that's how we ended up coming with the joke.
Very funny.
Very creative.
And you were sitting with the right ones for
Yeah,
sure.
exactly.
I'm sure Doc had a lot to do with that as well.
It was awesome. Like, it definitely, I think it was just, it was something that would definitely catch people to enjoy the moment. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and like I said, not many people were willing to do that, but I had to get you back to
Absolutely. I'm definitely glad I could bring that up.
I love it. Jacob, again,
Thanks,
we'll talk to you
Jacob.
soon.
All right. Thank you, guys.
Bye-bye.
And that movie was awful. Did you watch that movie?
No.
Did you watch that movie? Oh, it was awful.
Yeah,
Sandra Bullock. It was stupid.
Really?
I mean, you have to watch it.
Yeah.
Just because it's just a
Right, because so many
train wreck.
people were talking about it.
It's-
You want
but
to
it's-
see what are they talking about?
It's absolutely awful. It's like it doesn't go anywhere.
Really?
Yeah, there's the box. They're in the boat. It's an absolute. Can't look at the sunlight.
Sorry, I missed it.
Yeah,
He certainly is another great young man.
Terrific
And,
young man,
Thank
yeah.
you, Jacob. Great interview.
Yeah, and he pokes fun at himself. I mean, if you can't do
Yeah.
that, if you miss, I mean, these are pros that are missing spares,
Right.
costing themselves titles. We know people that'll miss a spare and go bananas.
Right.
You know?
And
It's
leave.
like, it's like enough.
Hey,
We're all gonna miss.
right over here in front of us.
Yeah.
Not back in several months
Oh,
back.
yes,
Oh,
we
yeah.
remember.
Our good friend Tim McAuliffe
Yeah.
dumped it right in the gutter.
Yep. But he poked fun at himself
And,
within
and,
30 seconds.
and funny because I
Yep.
spoke to him right after that because
Yep.
I was curious on the thought process of
Yeah.
the whole how that whole thing happened.
Yeah.
And he was very very straightforward and very
Like Timmy.
yeah.
He was
Yeah,
Timmy.
he
Well,
absolutely
we wouldn't
was
expect
Timmy.
anything.
Yeah,
different.
No, we
less.
wouldn't.
Yep.
I did
And-
give him a few minutes to.
And Joe, you got a thumbs up from Dennis.
Thank you, Dennis.
Oh, that's so important.
I mean, don't worry about all the like 60 other interviews that we've done, but thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah,
Thank you so much.
Rob, we certainly dislike folks that go from that.
Yes, Rob.
Very
yeah.
funny, Rob.
Yep.
Very funny.
It's our 25th anniversary. We've been sharing some old photos, even though that's half of the year has
We've
gone
been
by
closed.
and we've been closed. But we have some great memories. Here is one, because today is PBA Wednesday.
Sure.
This is Norm Duke was in the house.
Oh,
This is back in
signed the lane
2012.
Storm and Norman.
Storm and Norman.
Yeah.
And he signed the lane machine.
Yeah.
This machine is still here. It's in the
Very
back.
cool.
His signature is still intact. But
We should
2012.
call the machine Norm.
Yeah.
I don't usually. I let John and Michael handle those things because it's their children.
I'm
But
gonna
his name might be Norm. I don't know what the.
I'm
machine
gonna
is,
find out today.
but I'm assuming the machine has a name.
I'm just gonna say how's Norm
How's
Yeah.
Norm?
and see. I'm gonna text them and see how they answer.
Norm has been replaced though. We have a
Yes.
fancy new Kegel walking machine.
Well, even Norm is getting up there in age, so at some point you got to get replaced. I mean,
we
just
can't
a little
replace
help.
Norm.
yeah, no, of course not. Norm is Norm, but
I'm still laughing about the bird box.
yeah. I thought that was great. I thought,
And I remember
I
that happened, and
didn't
it was
realize the work they went through to go through that.
No, I didn't
I would have thought they would have just taken a picture and just put a little
Yeah.
black box
Yeah.
over his eyes. Oh no, they took a picture of him
With
with the napkin
with an actual
over his
napkin over his
eyes
head, and then
and
photoshopped.
photoshopped it on top.
That's really
that's
cool.
a lot of work.
These days, it's very easy to do on the phone.
yeah, yeah,
Amazing.
for sure. Yep.
Joe, PBA Wednesday.
Yeah, another great lunch hour. Anytime I can get away from my office, my
Andy's
home
here with
office,
us.
Andy's here.
Yeah.
It's all good.
With two co-hosts. The last time we had two co-hosts was back when Joe Bruno was with us when we
Day
opened
one.
the show. Day one.
Day one of the long and winding road.
I hope.
And that was the last time we saw Joe.
No, we saw him, but not in person.
Oh, not in
yeah.
person.
He was
in
on the
truck
show.
that
I've
one
seen
day.
We have
Yeah.
to, you know what, Joe? We
Yeah.
need to make it a point this week that when you come back, we need to get him.
I know.
We need to either get him in the studio
I know.
or
on a call.
on a call.
Yeah, he's
We
my
need to
golf
check
buddy.
in with him.
He's my golfing buddy, so I see him, often enough. I have
Is he
to.
okay?
He's good.
He's working.
He's doing his thing.
Good.
He's doing his thing.
Good.
Yep.
We're gonna have to get Joe Bruno back here
Yep.
in the studio.
Yeah.
It's episode 120.
I know. 120. Good
120 in the books.
Good God.
Tomorrow is
Good God.
day one.
Great.
Isn't that disgusting?
Yeah, that's half of 300. Half
officially
300.
5
Yeah.
months. Yeah.
That's half of 300.
Half of
150. That is. So where are you guys going? Where is the dining tomorrow?
Well, we don't know what tomorrow's plan is.
I kind of have an idea.
Well, we are dressing up Andy, so I don't know what we're doing. But tomorrow, you
Andy
never know what's going to happen here. On Thursday and Friday, Naz and I, Andy's now with us.
Yeah.
Andy might be a permanent.
That's
co-host.
fine. Listen. He can join
He's
us.
here now.
He's going to have to be here until they open.
Till they open.
Yeah.
Our
And
facilities.
we're gonna change him every day.
Yeah, we might be doodling soon. Maybe get a
We,
Sharpie
Well,
out
I did
and,
share a
you know.
photo of Andy on the set with a friend and
Yeah.
a group of friends, and they said he's missing a mustache and horns.
Yeah.
I said, well, it's a little too. We just got him.
Yeah.
We can't ruin him
Gotta
yet.
give us
I'm not. No, he's
Gotta
not.
give us
Nothing.
time.
This is my Andy. I'm not doing
You just called him your Andy.
Naz
He's
is
my
very
Andy.
protective of her Andy.
because I'm gonna
He's your Andy.
subliminally speak to this Andy to get him to open the bowling
That's so
center.
cute.
Yes. Yep.
I'm gonna take care of him and
Well, hey, I have
convince him to open bowling.
Naz. That would be whatever it takes. If we don't doodle on him,
Please
and that happens.
take a picture.
Yeah.
Of
He's a
him.
little close to you, though. He's not social
That's
distancing.
all right.
That's
I'm
okay.
gonna put a mask on him tomorrow.
Yeah. There you go. We can draw one on.
He might have to be the model for the new Rabs masks that
Yeah.
we're going to be selling.
There you go. Yeah.
We have to. We need to affix him to this year.
Maybe.
Yes.
Maybe.
Yeah. No, we'll just put a
And
thing
maybe
in the
one
back.
day it'll be a chin strap.
Yeah. Maybe a gift with Harry and Ian.
Yeah. Look at
That gotta get creative.
Please tweet. Let's
Yeah.
really start. I mean, there's been a lot of pushing,
Yeah.
but tweet people. We have people here that are watching. Just send a tweet of him in this T-shirt.
Yeah.
So we will, at the end of the show, we will be.
I will be
got a
tweeting
screen
also,
grab and
but
we'll
everybody join in.
Yeah.
shoot it out there.
Yeah.
And we want you to share it. At the same time, yesterday, if you didn't watch yesterday's show, we were behind the scenes in the pro
yes.
shop with
Yes.
Jimmy.
Yeah. I
He
watched
was,
it late last night.
filling a weight hole, showing us what he does, the craft.
Yep.
And Jimmy's going to be back on the show in the coming week.
Nice.
And we'll do some more behind
Yeah,
the scenes.
maybe not
Very
next week because they might be on vacation.
Well, good for them.
You got him back.
But in the meantime, don't forget you can make appointments to come and see Jimmy.
Yep.
Yes.
Call, text, visit the links on the website.
He
Make an
does have a
appointment.
couple of appointments available tomorrow.
Very good.
I think he's got 3 out of 6 booked.
For your
so
weight hole needs, for
Yes.
your equipment needs, whatever it is that you might need. If you happen to be going and practicing somewhere else and you're ready to roll, great. If not, he'll visit your locker and get
take
you
care
set
of your
up.
stuff. Yeah.
Gennaro's is also open for your pizzas, Zeppelis, rolls, whatever it is you want, delivering.
Yeah. You know what? Maybe Andy will be nice enough to make the locker dash and get the ball to Jimmy.
We got a lot of
We
things
can put
to
Andy
do.
there.
Yeah, we're put him by the locker.
Flat Andy.
Yes, we will.
And now Governor Murphy is now speaking.
Oh, okay.
I don't
We
know.
can get one of him too. We'll put it on the other side.
Yeah,
That could be good or bad.
I'm a full
Who
second.
knows these
I'm a
days?
full set. Welcome to the show. We're growing in numbers. Ratings bananas.
Well, right. Well,
this is a ratings bonanza.
Oh, yeah.
Joe.
Yeah.
We keep getting good press.
Yeah.
We will be featured in we've been featured in a bunch of different
Yeah,
things.
yeah.
But in the upcoming Bowlers Journal, Bowling Industry Magazine, one of them. We just took an interview yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
They were interviewing a bunch of proprietors throughout the country. Their bowling centers are still closed, and I
Yeah.
spoke to our friend Mark Miller.
Oh, Mark Miller.
And I did extend an invitation. We should get him. He had penned a book a while back.
Yes.
And I extended the invitation to Barb and Bill Chrisman. They will be on the show next week.
Very nice.
Oh, this is
the
exciting.
Founders of Storm Bowling
Storm,
Products.
yeah.
Things are happening over there.
So
they say in Hamilton.
They're moving and shaking. They're moving and shaking.
I got to get the room where it happens.
Yeah, this is the room where it happens.
This is the
And
room where it happens.
there is no Aaron Burr here,
No.
as you can see.
Yeah, maybe he'll put
Sir.
his pistol away.
Sir, Aaron
Put your
Burr,
pistol
sir.
away, Mr. Buck.
Actually, if you, here's a funny thing. If you have Alexa and you ask Alexa, pardon me, are you Aaron Burr, sir? It actually
Really?
answers. That
Uh-oh.
depends who's asking.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, how about we test it out?
Okay.
Well, Alexa's been unplugged because every
Oh,
time
we might have
when
to,
we go on the road,
Yeah, she may need to recalibrate.
she might have to recalibrate. But let's see
Let's see if
we can get her on before we
leave.
Yeah.
yeah. So funny. Alexa.
If you-
All right.
Pardon me, are you Aaron Burr, sir? I don't know if she's
I think she's connecting. She might be connecting. Let's wait for her to connect.
The green ring.
I have to say,
you gotta wait for it to stop.
We watched Schitt's Creek, and Alexis is one of the characters, and I can't tell you at different times our Alexa goes cuckoo, answering to Catherine O'Hara. Specifically, it only happens to Catherine O'Hara, and I think it just has to do with it has to do with her accent. Yeah. Go ahead, Naz. Try it again.
Alexa, pardon me. Are you Aaron Burr, sir?
That depends. Who's asking?
Hey, Alexa, tell us a joke.
Why does Pac-Man eat so many pellets?
I don't know why.
Because the ghosts go right through him. By the way, you can still hear one of Jimmy Fallon's jokes by saying, Alexa, tell me a Jimmy Fallon joke.
That's great. You know what? We might have a joke of the day.
We may have to.
Look at that.
We may have to.
Presented by, maybe we can get
Presented by Alexa.
Maybe we can get that. We'll monetize it.
I don't know how many of you are watching at your homes, and if you have a Alexa nearby.
But
if your Alexa went off, I would like to know. I think that's pretty funny.
Yeah,
I get a kick
Oh,
out
he
of it.
said just change its wake name.
Yeah.
Hillary said.
Just change.
Oh no, that's so fun though.
It really isn't.
I mean, why would you do that?
Yeah.
Because
But you can.
You can.
Like you can change your Waze
Hey, Baby
voice.
Yoda.
You can change your Waze voice to like Morgan Freeman or something.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, Waze. I had Cookie Monster for a long period of time, and it's absolutely hilarious. Stop at the stop sign. Red like my friend.
See,
Tomo.
I don't have the voice.
Red
on.
light camera.
I don't have the voice on Waze.
No.
So he, but they changed them. So Cookie Monster was available, then he wasn't available, then he was available, now he's not available. So now it's back to just a regular Waze. I'm a little disappointed.
Yeah, Naz, have you had a chance to see the Geico commercial with Rocky and Bullwinkle yet?
No, I haven't seen that. I will tell you, there are some really funny.
Yeah.
The one with DJ Khalid.
Yeah, that's another
terrible.
one. Do another one.
Don't give up.
Yep.
Our Echo's wake name is
the Bullwinkle.
Hey, computer.
The Bullwinkle one.
I like that.
It's just you have to see it.
Seen it. What do you
have to see it.
What
They're
show
talking
do you
about
see it on?
it's usually on the Golf Channel.
Oh, okay.
They run it a lot on the. I saw it this morning. It was a little early. I was going to text you and say, Nez, hurry up, put it on the Golf Channel.
Yeah.
But it was like
I've seen it on other channels.
10 after 7.
It's
been on other.
Yeah, but a lot
It's
of
a good commercial.
times you'll
Yeah.
notice,
Yeah.
like
Some
a
commercials appear in
specific,
certain-
right? They'll be in a.
The lizard goes,
demographic.
Mr. He goes, I don't know about that, Mr. Winkle. Oh, gee, Rocky, no, we got a lizard here. So it's, the whole Winkle. Yeah, back to our childhood.
Our childhood.
Rocky and Bullwinkle, Boris and Natasha, the whole nine,
good stuff.
right? The good cartoons.
Good cartoon.
Yep, back in the day. Frankie, way before your time.
They are, but I'm very well aware. I've watched them.
I know.
I've watched them.
I know.
Hey, that was fun.
Yeah.
Thank you, Jacob, for being on with us today.
Thank you.
If you're just tuning in now, we have
Tremendous.
PBA champion
Yep.
Jakob Butturff, and he's another awesome
Fine
guest.
young man.
Great.
Right
And
future.
looking forward to continue watching him bowl. Even though I hurt a little bit when I watched him bowl.
Yeah,
but I
that double
think it's
jointed.
great. Yeah,
Yep.
the double jointed thing. That's real. I mean,
Yeah,
sometimes
I mean, it's
I marvel at that.
what you could do without even realizing.
Right.
And it must be a 13-year-old age, because that's when my oldest son discovered
Realized
that
it?
he was, because when he wrestled, guys would try to pin him. And
he was
wrestling,
able to-
It's a quick pin, and he was able to twist like a pretzel and get out of it. I'm like, what is he doing? Like,
So
how
they
did he do
should
that?
test kids,
Yeah.
like when they're younger, for double jointedness, and just immediately put them in wrestling.
Yeah, really. They really should. They really should. Yeah.
I didn't know that about John.
Yeah, he's double jointed. He's a lot of other things.
But it's
double jointed.
That's one of them.
That might
We'll leave
that explain a lot.
Yeah, that explains plenty. But we'll leave that for another day. But no, Jacob with that, the way he bends and curls that wrist is phenomenal.
You know what? I have to say, having interviewed all of the bowlers that we have, which we've been tremendously
blessed,
honored
Yeah.
to have them.
Yep.
They have all, to a person, been incredibly well spoken,
Yeah.
and they've just been great. They just, I can't.
They all have.
Not that I expect anything different,
Right.
but it's nice to speak to young men and women who are just seem like good people in addition to being so talented.
Raised
So,
right. Definitely,
Yes.
they're good stock. They come from good stock,
Yeah.
and
not that they don't have
Right.
their their
course.
stuff.
Of course.
Which we all do.
Everyone's got stuff. But even the
What
older
is it?
bowlers have been
Yeah.
great. Like,
Everybody
Seasoned,
has
Joe,
been.
come on.
well, the veterans.
Call old.
Oh, I'm putting myself in that, but I'm saying the veterans, guys like my age, like Amleto.
Yeah.
Like, I love who you name. So, I mean, Amleto and Bob Learn and
Everybody's
Norm,
been great.
and they've been tremendous. They've been great. You know?
Easy to interview.
Yeah.
Is
Yeah.
Well, you know, we're no longer three hacks.
right. Correct. Well, no, 2 hacks. He's not a hack.
I'm
He's
right in
No,
there.
he's now a hack.
No, guys, you haven't seen me golf. I'm a hack.
That's
But,
not, we're not
you know.
talking about golf.
No, I know.
Yeah,
But
2 hacks with our friend Joe Hack
I'm a,
and Andy Hack.
Andy
I'm a-
hack now.
Yeah, well, yeah, he's part of the
You
hack.
know, we're seasoned. 120 episodes in. I think we got a little handle on
Yes,
what's
you did.
happening around
Yes,
Just a
you did.
little.
Yes, you did.
Well, hey, continue to like, share, tell your friends, tell your family. We are here
Tell
Monday to
Andrew.
Friday.
Tell this guy right here.
Well, you got to tell different things. You can tell Andrew,
Yeah.
open out places.
Oh, smarten up. Like my
I'm not
father
going to
used
drop
tell
an
me,
F-bomb again.
Smarten up.
That's right. He's a
Smarten
fellow
up.
paisan,
Yeah,
right? Come
yeah.
on.
Come on. My father, how many times I heard, oh, smarten up. Andy, smarten up already. Open it up.
I'm sure Mario said that too.
Yeah, I'm sure he did.
I'm sure Mario said that amongst
He might
other
have done
things.
it with a
Yeah.
crack against the
Yeah,
back of the head.
or a belt.
Or like the wooden sandal thrown across the room. Like my mom used to, that wooden sandal, she had some arm, my mother. She never played baseball, but what an arm. She could throw that sandal
Very
through the house.
accurate.
Yep.
Very accurate.
Always right in the head.
One of the first families of New York.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So,
Right there, yeah. Yep.
well, thanks for tuning in. Thanks
Yep.
for watching. Share, like,
Wash your hands.
Yes.
Naz will tell you that little bell.
Yeah, the little bell. Click on the little bell on YouTube so you know when we're here.
Right.
You have to know.
You have to know, really.
Yeah.
It's important. These are important things.
And we're going to be back at it tomorrow here, live.
Well, maybe not
12
here.
noon. Or not. Well, I mean,
Thursday.
yeah, on the Facebook.
On the Facebook.
On the Facebook.
In the Facebook land somewhere.
And the YouTube.
And the YouTube land. But we're going to be back tomorrow, 12 noon.
Yep.
We look forward to seeing you then. Until then, stay healthy. Wash your hands.
Don't touch your face.
Wear your mask. It's not a chin strap.
Tweet Andy.
Let's go, Islanders.
And tweet Andy. Yeah, that's right. Go Islanders.
Let's go, Islanders.
Let's go Mets. Please.
And Yankees.
And
Yankees.
We can't
Yes.
talk about them yet. That was awesome.
Bye, everybody.
And I don't mean the Mets.